A very warm welcome to the programme this Tuesday evening. They say the government should stop ducking its responsibilities. Some of the UK's top-performing state schools have joined the call for more money, saying funding pressures are undermining teaching standards. Governors from 5 schools say there's a staffing crisis and they need help resolving it. Paul Hawkins has been speaking to the head teacher of a grammar school in Watford.
So this is the art textiles room.
Sylvia's in charge of 1,400 students.
Unfortunately, we had to reduce the number of hours in which art textiles is taught.
The reason, she says, is a lack of money.
Over the last 3 years, we've lost 16 members of teaching staff and significantly reduced the number of support staff that we have in the school. We've had to increase the amount of contact time for teaching staff. Our support staff cannot be as visible as they were before, and the ways in which we can support the teaching in the classroom have reduced.
Watford Grammar School for Girls is one of 5 in the southeast who signed a public letter published today which warns it'll be impossible to maintain performance if pressure isn't relieved on teachers. They say the government's teacher recruitment and retention strategy has laudable elements but fails to address the underlying funding issues. But the Department for Education says funding is at its highest ever level, nearly £44 billion compared to spending of just over £30 billion 8 years ago. But teachers say what matters is spending per pupil. Analysis shows that has actually fallen by 8% since 2010. But the government insists there is more money. Technology used to be taught in this workshop 2 years ago, but because of the cuts to the levels of funding, the school hasn't been able to afford the staff to teach things like woodwork and metalwork. Thousands of pounds worth of machinery lying idle. To convert this room to teach other subjects is going to cost. As will this room, where they used to teach cooking and food nutrition. Now, the food nutrition part has been incorporated into another class, but the cooking element has been completely lost from the school. All this at a time when the country is facing a child obesity problem. Likewise, A-level PE is no longer taught here. These 6th formers have to go to another school to do it.
It's about a half-an-hour journey to get there from our school. So walking in between lessons quite difficult, especially if you need to get back in time for the next lesson.
Yeah, because we finished at 10 o'clock and the next lesson's at 1:30, so it does take a lot of time.
It's just quite frustrating, especially as we're an all-girls school and PE is kind of underrepresented, and there's also a lot of low participation levels, especially within females.
Is this a crisis for schools and for your school?
I think it's on the edge of becoming a crisis for our school. I think if the story doesn't change very soon, then we are going to lose teaching staff who don't want to leave but have to.
Paul Hawkins, BBC London News.